Yes.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Trip Across the Border. My name is Max, and I'm here with Chris, and we have on Jack Lowe with us today.
How doing?
Not really going to be an interview. More going to be a just chop it up type thing. We're getting some episodes stockpiled up for the Christmas break. We're supposed to have main man Travis TJ Butter Jordan on the pod today. Legend.
But he bailed.
Springfield legend.
Yeah, Springfield legend.
But he bailed.
He said no. You want to know why?
What, let me know.
He said he needed a cut first. Nah,
Respect
From
that.
Babo?
nah, just in general. From someone. But nah, he said that he'll come on, but then I think something happened with his car, and so Coach Rice is driving him home, and Coach Rice had somewhere to be, so we had to take him home right after practice, so he couldn't stay and come on the podcast. So we're gonna get him on a different time.
Shout
out, buddy.
Long string of problems that have to do with
See, bro, that's why
kilometer
when you
foot
try and get the
titties.
mayor of Springfield on the pod, bro, like you got some hurdles to
Mayor
climb.
of Springfield.
Yeah, I don't think he would want to come here.
Who? The mayor?
Yeah, probably not.
Why?
Because we have
I shook the mayor's hand,
the mayor of Springfield's hand.
or maybe it was Mayor Chicopee.
Also, people probably would not want to come on this podcast.
Oh, on the podcast. I thought you meant come to school. It was at the donor.
Well, he
thing.
probably also doesn't want to come to school either.
Why? That we're cutting. That we're
He
cutting.
doesn't know the lore, man.
That was at the donors
dinner
thing.
thing, yeah.
The donors thing with Adam.
You shook his hand.
Yeah, but I didn't know it at the time.
Firm. Dead fish.
Not firm.
Firm.
But then Adam was like, "Yo, that's mayor of what do you call it?" So,
I was waiting for a random, but it's not even a random. Bro, I was just he's doing the old up and down eye scale. What's going
I
on?
was about to say, "Yo, that's your girl."
Nah, it's the wrong one.
Okay.
What the fuck
We're
are we gonna
brain
talk about
running
right
crazy.
now,
We're
man?
brain
This
running
is
crazy.
crazy.
bad.
So yeah, pretty much me and Chris
Yeah.
just been going back and forth on the podcast when it's just been us two talking about who knows what, God knows where, and so now we have a third person to weigh in on the things that we've been talking about, on the stories, on the psychology, on the niche, on the and yeah, so we just got Jack back on. Y'all know Jack. Very successful. We had a pretty good. That was a Danny Harry one where he was going crazy, so it boosted the engagement crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a lot of.
Yo, by the way, your reel / pickup
Going crazy, yeah.
is going ballistic.
You seen that video that we did? It was
Was
talking
that
about.
a crazy take?
It was talking about how like, if you shoot 10 shots specifically from 3 as a shooter,
Oh, I did see
like
this. Yes.
where they come is super important.
I did
and
see
like
this.
I was saying that I'd rather hit my first 4 and miss the next 6.
Drew was
than-
disagreeing, by the way. I asked him this
Yeah.
in the chat.
Well, I'm actively
I can't
in
agree
it.
with that.
I'm actively in it right now of hitting the first 4 and then missing the next 6, and I can't. It doesn't feel great. I was talking to Shay about it, and he was saying that he, in an ideal scenario, he would go 2 for 4, 1 for 3, 1 for 3.
Okay.
So, yeah, probably.
Make, miss, make, miss, make. No.
Sure.
Miss.
Yeah, but
a lot to follow.
point stands if you started off 2 for 4. So I mean, if you start, the better you start is starting hot is a positive thing.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of what I meant. Maybe I didn't think it through because, I mean, yeah, I'm currently in the 0 for 6 right now. And there are some I'm never going to make a shot ever again type of feelings at the weighing on me. I obviously know that's not true. And I know I'm about to splash one versus Brown tomorrow. I'll get my first D1 bucket, so that's about to be cool. But
I believe.
yeah.
Drew said he'd rather go like make, miss, make. He'd rather spread them out because then there's more consistency and versus the beginning definitely sucks the worst going over 6 where it's like, yo, is he ever going to make one? Then he makes 4.
Okay, no, I agree, and I talked about it on podcasts. I feel like saying like the closer the misses are together, the better, because it gives the illusion of a better shooter, more consistency. I said that, right? I was more referring to it's better to make the first 4 and then miss the next 6 than it is to miss the first 6 and make the next 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just those two. I wasn't saying like out of all possible case scenarios of shooting 10 shots, I would want to make the first 4 type thing.
Jackery.
I don't think I would want to. I don't want to make the first 4, then miss the next 6.
Would you rather miss the first 6 and then make the last 4?
I'd rather spread them out. For sure.
Well, of course. That's what
Yeah.
we're like. That's the common ground.
If I have to choose, I'd rather miss the first 6, make the last 4.
Why?
Because then we're talking just about like in one singular game.
No. We're talking across
We said
multiple
3 games.
games.
We said 3 games.
Across 3 games. You get 10
Okay.
shots.
Well, then I'm riding a hot streak going into the whatever next couple games. If I make the last 4,
But you might not get opportunity to well, my whole thing is if you miss your first 6, you might not get the opportunity to shoot the next 4.
well, then this whole thing's stupid. Then if you're not gonna be able to shoot the next,
Or
4.
the next 4 might come like with a bunch of time in between the games. Like it might not be like
You
if
get subbed in, make one, and then get subbed out.
Like if you hit your first 4, then it will be like, okay, well, when's the water gonna back up and find its level? You've already proven that you're capable of it, so now it's obvious whatever is going on a little bit of a dip, and now it's like, okay, when is the water gonna bounce back up and find its level again? And that's kind of where I'm living right now. And I would rather be that than have no makes, be like, when is the water gonna, for the first time, type thing.
I don't know, that's a weird question. It's a very weird question.
I'm not glad. But honestly, best case scenario is if I knew when the misses and the makes would come, because then I'm going to miss the first 6 on purpose, and then I'm chucking half courts for the next one.
I think
Jesus.
I think the common ground that we say that we come to is that obviously the closer the misses are together, or closer the makes are together, gives a more the illusion of a better shooter with more consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was just saying I'd rather make the first 4 because you will gain more opportunity, and it's more of when is the water going to bounce back up as opposed to when is he going to make a shot.
I don't know. I mean, if you're a good shooter and let's say you miss your first 6, I think your players around you are gonna be like, okay, he has to make the next one. 'Cause he's a good shooter. He's eventually gonna make it.
But I would rather be in the position of that, but I've already had like, if you're 0 for 6, I mean you haven't made a shot.
Yeah.
It's more of like a hypothetical as opposed to a reality, an absolute. Like if you start off 4 for 4, then you miss a bunch, then it's an absolute. He's a good shooter and he's gonna start making them again. It's just a matter of when. If you're 0 for 4, 0 for 5, 0 for 6, it's like, okay, when is he gonna make one? The confidence in the people around you is gonna drop.
Yeah, but then you make your next 4 and you're a good shooter.
I mean, either way, you shoot 40%. It's not like
yeah. I mean,
it's the same thing after 10 shots. It's just when those shots come within the 10 at the beginning or at the end may dictate the opportunity going forward. And also, I mean, how people perceive you and your ability is like a 1-to-1 with the opportunity you get on the court, right?
Yeah, but still, if you're riding a 4 make streak, then you have so much more confidence going into your next outing than if you make your first 4, then you miss your last 6. It's like,
to play devil's advocate though, you also, if you're riding a 6 miss streak, you don't know the 7th one's gonna go in. Like you don't know you're gonna miss your first 6 and make your next 4.
yeah,
So your confidence is low.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Coming off of 6 misses, your confidence is low, but coming off of 4 makes, your confidence is high. So
you shoot 6 good shots and they all miss, and then it's a different part of the cycle. Then it's just those 10 shots are washed
yeah, but
away.
you don't
and then
know.
another
Like
one.
this is confusing, but like
We're also saying
if you miss your first
First
6,
the people really did not like that take.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm.
the comments
there
were
was
all
like 3 comments.
The comments were all of them said, make podcast equipment more expensive. Bro thinks he's onto something. This kid needs to stop talking. That was the only comments we had.
You would rather be riding a hot streak than be riding a miss streak going into your next game. Going into against MCL. Exactly. So you agree with me.
But if you make your first 4 shots, you are riding in on a hot streak. Just you don't know. I feel like a big component of this argument too is this is the first 3 games of the season. This isn't a random 3 games. This is the first 3 games of the season.
His entire argument can be boiled down into makes matter more at the beginning of the season than they do by the end.
No, not by the end. I'm not.
In the beginning of the season, before you hit playoffs, they are more important than towards the end. Is what you're saying essentially.
No, because obviously makes in playoffs are the most important.
I'm saying
in
before
terms of,
playoffs. I removed playoffs from that entire thing.
I'm saying in terms of opportunity, if like for example, if you start off the season strong, that is better for opportunity than it is starting off the season slow. That's all I'm saying. A 40% shooter is going to even out to 40%. Because water is going to find its level.
Yes.
But starting off strong, in my opinion, and from what I've experienced as someone who started off on the 0 for 6 and started off on the 4 for 4, pretty metaphorically, I can tell you firsthand, like you get more opportunity when you start off the season hotter than if you start off the season slow and then you slowly pick it back up. Also, think about it. Think about it on like a graph. If 40% is like the bar for like an elite shooter, let's just say.
Okay.
If you start off on 4 for 4, you're here, much above the bar, and then you 0 for 6 down, and you're playing above the bar. if you start off 0 for 6, you're playing underneath the bar, and so your peaks are getting you to the bar, and then the water dropping is getting you below it. As opposed to if you start off 4 for 4, your makes are
Already above is what you're saying.
You're already above, and then when the water finds level and the percentages catch up to you, you fall down to the bar, and then you're back up above the bar. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes. So you're saying it's better to have a good start, to have a 4-4 start, come out the gates blazing, and then your average is going to even out after you miss your next 6 shots.
Yeah, as opposed to your first. Yeah, as opposed to missing your first. Yeah.
Let me give you this scenario. You said this is your first 3 games, correct?
Mm-hmm. This is the first games of the season.
First games of the season. So are you more confident going into your next game, going 4-4 in your first 4 shots, and then missing?
You're saying going to the 4th game?
Yeah,
Yes.
going to the 4th game.
I feel like I'm the same confident.
Really?
Because it's the same thing that you're saying of like, I just missed 6 in a row.
I don't think you'd be as confident. I think you'd be way more confident if you've made your last 4 threes, you're on a hot streak, and then you go to your 4th game, rather than missing your last 6 shots, and you're like,
okay,
shit, like, I have to make this. Like, I really need to make this next shot. I know how you think. You definitely think.
Oh, that's definitely a feeling of like of weight and of pressure. It's like this next shot's got to go in type thing. I know exactly.
You're riding a hot streak at the end.
But here's the thing: if you start off 4 for 4, you have this proven ability to make shots at a high level. So even if you go miss 6 shots in a row, there isn't that I have to make this next one because you've proven that you can make shots. If you start off 0 for 6, and then you make a couple shots, then you make 4. Obviously, at the end, we're the end is the same. It's 40%.
Yes.
The end is the same. Going
it's the
into
same.
game 4, it's the same
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
So you obviously also have now proved that you can make shots. I'm just saying how I would rather spend my first 4 games or first 3 games would be make my first 4 and then miss my next 6 because I know I will continue. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but why would you not ride that hot streak you're already on for your last games? Because if you miss your first 6 and then make your next 4, you're still gonna be super. You're gonna be way more confident going into that next game after you make 4. Way more confident than if you let's say you make your first game you go 4-4, the next 2 games you go 0-3.
Yeah.
You're not gonna feel the same way as you going.
I'm feeling
over 3,
I'm feeling the
4-4.
same thing that you were saying of like the next shot has to go in. Like it's you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I missed a bunch.
And
Like,
you're saying-
finds level for me.
You're saying you're like a proven shooter if you go 4-4 your first 4, right?
That's
your point.
Yeah.
You're a proven shooter if you go 4-4 at the end too. I mean,
Yes,
it's
at
what
the end,
have
it's
you done
proof-
for me
Proof-
lately?
but the proof came later, is what he's saying.
Yes, but still, it's still proof. If you go 4-4, it's 4-4.
Yeah, but the thing is, holy shit, we're talking fucking circles here.
Yeah, I know.
What he's saying essentially is that, like, okay, hypothetically, would you rather go 4 for 4 during the first game or the last game of the season?
But we're
Wait,
not talking about
The
wait.
last game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, the last game of the season
Why?
because I want to end off on a high note.
Now I'm lost.
I mean, the last game of the season.
Now I'm
the
lost.
last
I
game
thought for sure he was going to say the beginning of the season.
Well, the last game of the season most likely is a playoff game, and so
Let's cut out the playoffs. Just say it's a regular season game.
Still, it's conference play, so it's more important. It's the most important.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we're not comparing the start of the season to the end of the season. We're comparing the first 3 games to the first 3 games of two universes. Of the universe I was in last year, where I started off 0 for 4 and 0 for 6, and then ended up 4 for 4. Or the second part was 4 for 4. Or this year, where I started off 4 for 4 and then 0 for 6 type thing.
And you're saying it's more likely that you get more opportunity if you start the season 4 for 4.
Here, if you start off 4 for 4, you play 25 minutes. Then you go over 3, you play 17 minutes. Then you go over 3, you play 15 minutes. You're most likely still going to be getting that opportunity in the 4th game. But if you go over 3 and you play 20 minutes, then you go over 3 and you play 7 minutes, then you go 4 for 4, or it also, I guess, technically, if we're talking 3 games, you would have to make 4 in the 3rd game in this world. But realistically, you went 0 for 3 and 0 for 3. You might only get like 2 minutes and get 1 shot up, and you make 1 shot. It could be in garbage time. It could be whatever.
Yeah, the circumstances matter a lot in this scenario. Because this is like a very, very particular.
Yeah. I'm saying if you go 0 for 3,
scenario.
If you go 0 for 6, whether it's over 2 games, whether it's over 5 games, there might be a couple games in between the next shot you get. Like, you could make 4 shots, but it could be over the span of like a month. It could be over the span of like you play a little bit DNP, then you get garbage time, you make a shot. Like you're like the chances that you're playing quality minutes in my position. We're talking about me as well because like I only shoot threes. So, and this is on my podcast, and it was my point.
I mean, you did shoot a layup in the last game.
That's the only thing I made. It was a layup in the last game.
I did not think that shit was going in, by the way.
What? Bro, you've seen that so many times.
No hope.
Bro.
Because I knew it was coming. I was like, he's going to glass the out of this.
Oh, bro.
I was joking about him.
He said the same thing
yeah,
too.
earlier.
If you hit your first 4 shots, that is going to open up so much opportunity for you going forward. If you miss your first 6 shots, that is going to shrink a lot of opportunity going forward. That third game, like this hypothetical was a 3-game scenario, but realistically, how it would be is you might not get the opportunity to shoot 4 shots in the third game. Those 4 shots might come from game 4, game 7, game. It could be one. That's how it was for me last year. I shot 4 threes in the first game. I shot 3 threes in the second game. I shot 2 threes in the third game. I got DMP in the fourth game because I was 1 for 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I ended up finding my stride and making like 7 of 10, or my next 7 of 10. And then but those 7 of 10 didn't come in 2 games. Those 7 of 10 came across like 7 games or 9 games. As opposed to this year, I was whatever, I don't know what it was, but it was more makes per game in a short window. And now I have not been shooting the ball as well. Percentages are laying out a little bit. But I am receiving more opportunity due to the fact that I was proven early in the season the capabilities of my shooting ability.
This is just completely circumstantial. Because
Yes,
like
of
a player, let's say a player who will consistently start, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to
I
start.
wouldn't want to start consistently?
No. You wouldn't want to miss. You wouldn't want to make your first 4 then miss your next 6. Because if you're starting and getting the same amount of playing time regardless.
Oh, yeah. This is me, my position.
Okay.
As a shooter coming off the bench.
I did not know that it was just like completely based on you. Because if it's based on you, then yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Like
It's based on me.
You need to prove it early when you get the opportunity first, so then you can build on that. That makes sense.
Yes,
But
it's basically
if it's someone who gets
like Drew. I'm not on the same thing as Drew.
Yeah, like Drew,
But Drew
exactly.
can also miss 6 shots in a row and that no one's batted an eye because he can miss 6 shots in one game. He missed
Because
5
then he can
threes
make
in one
4 in
game.
a row.
He missed 5 threes in one game yesterday. I mean, he shot 8. Right? The most threes I've ever
The first
shot.
3 went in.
Yeah, exactly. But the most shots I've ever even shot in a game, or the most threes I ever shot in a game, was 5. So he already, like, shot 60% or 50. Like what is it? No, like 45% of my threes, like extra,
Yeah.
over my career high in attempts. Whatever the percentages of 3 out of 8. It's like
I see what you're saying now.
just around.
I wasn't thinking about
38%.
just like your specific situation. So that makes a little more sense, but
Yeah, it's not
I'd
my
still
specific.
rather shoot, or I'd still rather make the last 4. But yeah, I mean, I think just riding that streak would be good for your next game, better than riding a 0-for-6 streak. Chris, what do you have to say?
Good talk. Glad we had it. I don't know, man. I don't shoot the ball. I really don't. I'm just out there to throw dimes. I would rather. Obviously, in this scenario, I would rather space them out. I think that's like.
No, yeah,
Bro, we're not. That's not an option.
Well, I want it to be an option because fuck to make it 4 in a row, bro. I'd rather go make, miss.
Of
and then
course.
whatever. I'd rather do that.
Of course. That's a given.
I think this question is just like overall kind of stupid.
Let the internet know.
Yeah.
What we were talking about on DJ's podcast.
Oh, wait, DJ did not have any pushback. DJ was like, "Yeah, I get it."
No, because he understands what I'm saying. As a person who's a jump shooter, when you make the reason DJ is getting so much opportunity right now, 1, because he's an absolute bucket and he deserves it, but 2, he had 25 points in the first game and shot like 80% from the field, right? He started off so hot, and that has allowed him to get more and more opportunity and ride that wave. And he had rougher games versus Amherst, where, like he said on the podcast. But once you have those stacks of evidence, and everyone, not only you but everyone else around you, the people, coaches, the people making decisions, has seen that, then there's that belief, like that kind of fueling you and pushing you that you can do it again. Like he started off the season so hot. He had 20 plus points, shot the ball extremely well, and that has allowed him to ride that wave, right?
Sure. But at the same
In a
time,
hypothetical, but in a
go
hypothetical,
0-for-6 for his second game. You know what I'm saying?
no, of course not. But I'm saying, in a hypothetical world, if he has a slow start to that first game, would he establish himself as the bona fide second option, potential all-conference player that he is experiencing right now? I like to think yes. I like to think yes because he puts in a ton of work and he's a hooper and he's a great dude. But that's much more unknown because we also talked about he's not
that's where this came from.
He's not a Goff and he's not an RJ of someone who's been here for multiple years, close to scoring 1,000, is bona fide to get opportunity. Mm-hmm. He's coming here for the first time. He didn't play a ton at Springfield, much at all at Springfield. It's not like he was very clearly the second best player on the team in the preseason practices, right? Mm. And so the fact that he exploded in that first game is doing wonders for his opportunity. And he's been and he's had more than just that first game. He's had multiple 20-point games. He's almost in double digits every single game. He's a hooper, and I'm not discrediting him. Yeah. I'm saying the fact that he started off so hot has been amazing for his confidence and for everybody else's confidence in him. Especially being somebody who had something to prove to start off the year. So me being someone who had something to prove to start off the year, because I'm also not a Goff, not an RJ, someone who's bona fide. I shot the ball around 30% from 3 last year, played 7 minutes a game, whatever it was. And I need to prove that I can shoot the ball at a high level. I've got a lot better. I would rather start off hot to prove I've gotten better, whatever, and then allow that to carry me and to get more opportunity as the season goes on. As opposed to starting off shooting 30% last year. I missed my first 6, and it's has he really gotten better? Has he? And there's these questions that are popping up, if that makes sense.
So you're saying if you're unproven, it's better to start off hot?
Yeah, that's a good way to prove it. If you have something to prove, if you Drew could start off over 12 and he's still going to get opportunity to shoot because he's proven.
Yeah.
Goff, RJ, those were our main guys last year, and rightfully so. If they are allowed more runway room to get going because of the proven, what they've proven in years past.
Yeah.
But someone who has not proven anything has not a ton of runway room, and so a guy like DJ hasn't proven anything in college basketball up until the beginning of the season. Started off super hot, and he's been hooping.
Yeah.
And he's a hooper. But I'm saying, we were talking also about, if the season restarted 100 times, would everybody be in the same position? And I'm saying, it depends, because guys who are unproven, if they don't start off strong, it's a uphill battle. And
yeah. That's a good question. If the season started 100 times.
That is exactly where this came from.
That's exactly where this whole conversation came from.
If the season, I just had the random hypothetical. If the season ran 100 times, 100 different universes, in how many of them does DJ end up in the same position? And you'd like to think a lot more than 50% because
easily
he works so hard and because he's so skilled in all these things. So then it's the question of how much of it is circumstance, how much of it is luck, how much of it is just shaking down to how skilled he is purely in him getting seen. It just came to so many things. How many universes do you think out of 100 he ends up in the exact same position, or a better one possibly somehow?
Over 75.
Okay,
I said around 75. What did I say that?
I mean, DJ's the most consistent, probably the most consistent scorer we have. Yeah. If we're not counting Goff. Mm-hmm. And he would easily over 75 times if we restart the season 100. And that's a really good question.
But to be fair though, and we talked about this with him on the podcast as well, is he didn't have the best preseason in terms of preseason practices, right? It wasn't he looked like at the beginning of the season. I promise you that you didn't think that he was going to be the second best player on the team, and that's just kind of how it was flowing out. And there was a lot of unknowns, right? Everyone knew what he was capable of. But it wasn't he was doing what he's doing now at the beginning of the year in the preseason, because maybe the offense that we're running now is better suited for. There's so many different factors. Right? But like I said before, he was unproven. Now he's super proven. Right? Yes. So I mean, I guess all we have is the present. He's super proven. Shout out DJ.
Yeah. We can shout out DJ Watkins, one of my favorite players of all time.
Wow, high praise.
Now, talk about your favorite player of all time. We actually got to have her on the podcast.
Oh, Mary on the women's basketball team. Straight dog.
I mean, you don't have to tell us twice, bro. She's fucking unbelievable.
She's
6'3", ridiculous footwork. I don't even know what she's averaging this year, but it's Jokic. It's if you shrunk Jokic into a woman. It's crazy work.
You saying a woman can't be 6'10"? That was crazy. Shrunk Jokic into a woman.
Name a 6'10" woman you know right now.
Brittany Griner?
You don't know her.
I don't know. Yeah, that is true. I don't know. How many 6'10" men do you know?
4.
Who?
James.
Okay.
This kid TJ that I played AAU with.
Okay.
My uncle.
He's 6'10"?
Yeah, but he's like kind of, we don't really talk to him. And the overseas pro guy that I met during the tournament. I know four dudes that are 6'10".
Okay.
Now what? Now what? What's up with your foot, bro?
Facts, yo, Jack's been hurt.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We should have started with that. I wanted to, but then we just got sidetracked into this fuck show.
If you guys are wondering why you haven't seen Jack on the court, no, he's not ass. I'm playing. Shout out Raekwon.
Yeah. Well,
Raekwon
That was
took
his
him out.
fault.
yeah. Well, no, that wasn't his fault.
He has
But,
cheerleaded him a little bit. Not on purpose.
Yeah. Basically, we're doing like a zone offense drill, and I went up for a shot, like a mid-range shot, and then Raekwon was closing out on me, and he didn't give me enough landing space, so I landed on his ankle and then twisted mine, and then it hurt really bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Internally, externally.
Internally.
Dude, his shin was bruised.
That's such a
Yeah, it was
weird
bruised,
way.
super
Nobody
bruised.
bruises or nobody twists their shit internally. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like that's super.
Well, it
rare.
was my left, so I turned it inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I tore a ligament in it, and then basically I sprained like every possible thing to sprain my ankle. So, I'll be back after Christmas break, hopefully for that Dartmouth game. I think
That'd be awesome to get your fan view.
that'd be awesome. So, looking forward to it, man. I mean, I like watching y'all on the sidelines. Obviously, like y'all are fun to watch. So I've been enjoying that a lot.
So there was no surgery.
No surgery.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it feels good. I've been shooting with Max and Drew and trying to get that back. But
Question for you.
yeah,
If you miss your first 6 shots when you come back, do you think that you would get, as someone who hasn't proven anything this year because of the situation you've been in, if you miss your first 6 shots, how confident would you be that you would get the opportunity to shoot the next 4? Or when those opportunities would come, even if you were to make them? But
if we're just talking just 3-pointers,
Sure.
like just over 6 from 3.
we're talking field. We'll talk for the field.
from the field.
Because like realistically,
That's
with me,
different,
all I
yeah.
shoot is 3s. But like
Yeah.
you would probably be taking other looks.
I mean, I'd still
you see what I'm saying by why
Yeah.
making your first 4 shots would be huge in terms of your opportunity as an unproven person.
I understand what you're saying, definitely. But still, I'd still feel confident in shooting my next 4 if I miss my first 6.
Okay, I'm still confident in shooting my next 4, even though I've missed metaphorically my last 6.
And then once I make those next 4, I'll be riding that hot streak till the season's over.
What if the last make comes in the last game of the season in garbage time? Let's just say.
Well, then obviously,
Like,
if that's the alternative,
But
then
we're
yes,
not
I'd
talking
rather-
about. We're not like. There's no take away the games. The only guaranteed opportunity you get is, like, let's just say you guaranteed play in 1 game. So you shoot 10 threes across of a span of time. The first game is the only game that is guaranteed opportunity because you're unproven. That's kind of what it is. That's the reality. But maybe I should have
So
explained that earlier.
what's your question? Would I be as confident going over 6 or like would I still rather go?
What would you rather be as someone coming back, an unproven person coming back from injury?
Well, if we're talking about just from
with
the
very
field.
little time to prove themselves in order to like realistically that's the situation. Unfortunately,
If we're talking about just from the field, that changes things because
yeah.
I mean
from the
going 40% from the field and going 40% from 3 are 2 completely different things. Like going 40% from 3-point line is like that's elite.
we also don't really have many people on our team shooting 40% from the field average. Like 40% from the field in like Division III NCAA basketball is like pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean yeah, but it's still not the same thing as going
Okay, well
from 3.
let's say 50% from the field. Make your first 5 or miss your first 5, and then make your last 5.
I'd still be confident that whenever I get on the court, I'd do other things well besides just
But it's
shooting.
not, but you don't get on the court for being confident.
Sure, but I would do other things on the court whenever I get on there that will keep me on the court other than just making shots.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
That's coming from the guy who got 3 steals last game too.
They only gave me credit for 1. They gave the other 2 to JC.
How? He's in the zone. That's awesome. All right, I'm counting as 3 in my head.
Definitely 3.
Yeah.
I watched it with my dad today too. I watched back the film with my dad over here. watching some stuff, definitely 3.
The only one that was questioned was when you smacked it out of his hands in the layup.
Because
He
JC picked
ended
it
up
up.
the ball, but like I'd still probably.
No, he didn't end up with the ball. One was like, obviously a guarantee, like a blatant steal in the layup. The other 2 were like forced turnovers. Slapped it out of his hands, someone else picked it up, and then doubled the post, and someone else picked it up. But I hit the ball out of his hands both times, and we forced turnover. I don't really know if you necessarily call that.
Did not think, bro. Someone tells me, yo, under over max 2.5 steals in a game. I'm taking the under.
Bro, I'm a good defender, bro.
Max is sneaky
He's
good
gonna
at
have
defense.
to keep fighting those allegations. Every time I talk to Declan, bro, he's like, nah, no.
Was he watching the game yesterday?
He said to me, I was like, yo, right now is when I put Max in. He was like, no, you can't defend. Don't do it. But don't put him in. He can't defend.
Damn, bro.
See, bro?
It's your
You might
dog.
be hating
on-
It'd be your own
He might
people.
not have been. He might not have been
people.
that harsh, but he was like, nah, I need defense right now. I wouldn't put him in,
Bro,
But
I'm a good defender.
I don't know if I'll give you good defender. I'll give you a passable defender.
You have very good hands. Pause.
Especially when we go to zone.
I'll get zone.
I think I'm the best zone defender on the
You're a
team.
good zone defender.
I think I'm the best zone defender.
But I still wouldn't. I still don't trust you on an island.
Yeah, but
To be fair, I don't trust myself. On
to
an
be
island,
fair,
but,
though, to be fair,
to be fair,
in my defense, if anybody, even if let's just say I'm the worst defender on the team on an island, if I'm getting ISO'd at the top of the key on an island, whatever shot they get's a good shot for our team.
that's not true.
Yeah,
unless
that's
it's a
not
layup.
true.
Unless it's a layup. If I just keep him in front, no matter what he shoots, that's a win. If
I'll give you that.
if the offense comes down and
I don't know.
has an isolation possession with whoever, even if they think I'm the worst defender on the team or on the court, and whatever shot they get, as long as it's not a layup, is a win, whether it goes in or not, because that's the shot you live with an isolation shot.
It depends who it is, who's taking the shot.
The best, if I'm switched on to the best player on the other team.
Let's say they mix you up, you fucking fall.
Okay, well, that's now we're changing the guidelines of the.
I mean,
of the
you're
argument.
saying any shot they take besides a
than a
layup
layup.
is a good shot. They could they could
If
mix
I
you
fall,
up.
if I shot,
let's
fall,
say-
the shot's open.
Let's say they don't even make you fall. Let's say they make you give up let's say 2 feet of space and get a wide open pull up mid range jumper. That's a good shot for the best
Okay.
player on the team.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I'm not going to give him 2 feet of space, regardless
What?
of how. But
It's not really your choice if it's a really good player.
I mean,
How many possessions? If we ran not 100, let's say we ran 10 possessions over the course of a couple games, and you had to just strictly guard, I'll say DJ, 10 possessions in a row. How many shots do you think he makes?
4.
Also, do you get help? Like you get help defense?
Yeah,
course
you get
there's help
you get
defense.
help. I'm not just
Okay.
putting him on an island, but
Of course, it's 5-on-5 basketball.
Yeah, but they could still mix you up and get a couple feet of open space.
I get 6 stops on DJ. DJ scores 4 times. We're talking like 5-on-5. I've helped defense. I'm guarding DJ. He
Top
gets
of the
ball,
key?
Top of the key. But
Yeah.
there's I've helped defense too.
yeah.
And yeah, he's gonna shoot a tough pull up 10 times, and I'm gonna get 6 stops because he's gonna shoot.
You're saying there's no chance he gets to the rim?
I mean, I've help, right?
Mhm.
Maybe
Especially
he
from
gets,
the top of the key, you're gonna have a lot of help.
Yeah,
What about Goff?
same thing.
4 out of 10?
No.
He's gonna shoot 5 out of 10, maybe 5 stops, and that has nothing.
Even
that has
Goff
nothing
and
to do-
DJ.
but that has nothing to do with me being a phenomenal island defender, and everything to do with it is hard to score isolation baskets. The shots you get in isolation are not good quality shots. A good quality
What
shot.
if it's 10 possessions, but he doesn't have to shoot it? It's just like a defensive breakdown. Like if he blows by you and gets a wide open kick 3, like it's 10 possessions. How many times do they get a decent look and or a shot out of him?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it's the same. I think if
You think
the
4 to
best
10
player
times?
if the best player on the team,
Straight
if
up.
I switch on to the best player on the team, the first thing that they're thinking about is an ISO possession. They
Sure,
see,
but if they blow by you and a big guy helps up and he kicks it to the corner, it's still your fault.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
So you don't think he did? There's no chance Goff goes to the center and sees someone else wide open in the corner.
I don't get blown by really.
I need to see the film and the stats. I don't really know. I still just feel nervous when I see you on an island with a dude who's got a bag.
Which is exactly why I think that they would shoot a tough shot.
No, I think they're scoring. I'd say it's probably somewhere closer to 50-50, but if we're gonna lean one side,
You lean to them getting a bucket.
100%.
Getting a bucket.
I love
getting
you,
a bucket
Max.
and-
I really do.
Getting a bucket and or getting a good look.
But there's
out of it.
not a better chance that you get a stop on the best player.
Statistically,
on their
but
team.
like statistically, there is
No,
the bet.
I'm not saying that just to
In
get a clip or
in
anything. But like,
when he just lowered the. No.
An isolation possession
Yes.
is a bad possession 90% of the time.
That's such a high stat. I don't agree with that. And I hate isolation basketball, but this is not true.
For your best player, an isolation basket or isolation opportunity is not nearly as bad. Like, let's say I'm not going to do an example, but
I can give you an example right now.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, let's go like this. We run a pick and roll, and they switch. And so now a big man's on Goff. We run that 10 times. That's a good shot for Goff every single time. Because it's a big. He's not going to be able to check him. Or vice versa. Big switches onto a guy on the post who's tiny.
No,
that's a good isolation.
like an isolation basket.
No, okay. The
That's a
big
good
is the
mismatch.
big is on the block. That's not the same thing.
What do you mean big's on the block?
You force a switch on the pick and roll.
And I'm using the mismatch. That's
But-
a good look. I'm
But
not as
the
a coach. If I see a
big
mismatch,
getting the ball in the as a mismatch on the
Yeah.
post on a guard is a good shot 10 out of 10 times.
yeah,
Goff isn't going to take a good shot when the big is guarding him 10 out of 10 times.
no, but he's going to get a decent look. And I'm not going to be mad as a coach. He's using the mismatch, so that's up to him. If you abuse the mismatch, I'm not going to be angry.
What does coach say in practice? You lose. You don't lose on mismatches. You lose on like or lapses or something like that. It's like we take away. Like if you have to switch, because an isolation possession with a
better
big
than
on
a
a
backdoor
guard
cut.
is better than a backdoor cut or giving up a layup or giving up a slip to a kick three. You don't lose games on isolation possessions like that. You lose games on defensive lapses where you get slipped and then you get kicked out or you get slipped for a layup. That's how you lose games. If you end up shit gets fucked and you have to end the shot clock and their best player has Dunlap on an island, like they have to work for that bucket at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they still have to work for that bucket. If you just hit someone on a slip for a layup, they don't have to work for that.
I'm not sure how this is relevant to can you
Yeah.
guard someone on an island.
The whole point is that if I'm on an island with somebody, chances
The
are
stats are leading towards you.
chances are that that's a good possession for our team. Chances are.
If you were a coach and you were coming into this place and they were like, and you, let's say you somehow got a hold of,
I think coach would heavily agree with that.
let's say somehow you got a hold of the scout, right? You have a team and your best player is Goff. You come into this place in an alternate universe where Goff isn't on this team, and you get a hold of the Elm scout and you find out that their goal is to put Max on an island with Goff as many times as
I
possible.
guarantee you we win that game.
How do you feel about that
guarantee
game?
you
As
win
the
that
opposing coach, how would you feel?
Max. What do you mean you win the game?
If any team's game plan is to create mismatches and isolation basketball, the chances that they win is so low.
Okay. You are being very extreme when you say that too, because
At our level. If Brown's guys
no. Obviously, yeah.
want to put me on an island tomorrow, it's fuck me.
But no team in America is going to tell their best player, I want you to shoot every single time down the court in ISO.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying if you were a coach and you found out that the other team's goal for the game defensively was to get Max on the best
That
player.
actually isn't true. A lot of teams, especially modern day, like it's mismatch. Like for example, in the NBA, the NBA,
yeah.
they try and get a mismatch every single possession of the game.
Yeah,
But
'cause
still,
it's a
the
good
best
shot.
players
a
only
good shot.
shooting, let's say, like a fourth of the team shots. That's still a ton of shots, but
Okay,
it's not.
yeah.
The best players isn't shooting every single time.
We're not saying every single time, but their goal is to create mismatches with the.
Yeah, but
worst defender.
you're saying you're going to win the game.
I'm saying that isolation possessions are usually more often than not are low quality. There you get a low quality shot.
Yes, but like what Chris was saying, let's say Goff blows by you and then gets kicked out to his teammates for threes because a big man's gonna have to help, another guard's gonna have to
That's
help.
bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'd still say that's,
the possessions don't have to be a shot from Goff. I'm saying if you're on an island with Goff and you get
But I'm gonna do everything in my power not to get blown by and give him as much space as needed to hopefully he'll take a step back deep two or a three with a hand in his face.
so your isolation defensive thought is I really hope he doesn't kick this ball.
I really hope it doesn't.
by me.
If he drives by, I'm gonna slide move over.
Okay.
I'm gonna cushion slide is what we call it.
yes, it is what we
I'm
call
gonna
it.
keep him in front of me.
Okay.
But still, Goff's getting by you almost every time.
You think that with help defense,
but
and
if the-
my
if the
whole
big has to
goal
help-
is
but if
my
the
only
big has
goal
to
is to
help-
keep him in front of me.
Max,
If the big has
the
to help,
thing is,
that's your fault.
But
and
my
ends up in
goal-
the
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 dump
help
or
defense
kick.
is the problem because people are
My
going to help
goal
you
is
out.
for him to keep him in front of me.
Yes.
Yes.
And a good isolation defender would be able to keep him in front of him without help defense. That's the center of this argument. A good
Okay.
isolation defender would be capable of keeping Goff in front of him 7 out of 10 times.
Okay, so how many times do you think I'm be able to keep Goff in front of me? It's
like
not.
keep him in
it's-
front of me. What do you mean? Like he's not
I
scoring
switch
a layup?
on. I switch on to him on the pick and roll.
Okay.
He drags back.
Yes.
And now it's just
Now it's live.
it's 8 seconds on the shot clock. All Hail Marys, and he.
How
just
many
has
times
to
do you
go.
think he's going to get a wide open layup?
Not wide open, layup.
not-
Or
not
how
a
many
lot.
times do you think he's going to blow by me and kick to someone, or they're going to get a good quality shot?
I'm gonna say 6 times out of 10.
He's either going to get a layup, a good shot, or a kick three.
Actually, no. I'll say 5 times because I think you give up a layup once or twice. I think he does that. I think he gets past you and kicks it out 50% of the time.
Okay, so
And the other time he hits a
two-
tough
so
ball,
you're saying perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. So you're saying they get 5 good quality shots off of that isolation possession.
and he makes one tough.
How many? And no, the tough bucket is included in the 5 good quality shots.
Okay.
You're saying he blows
Okay.
by me, or he blows by me for a kick out, for a layup, something 5 times, and he ends up taking a difficult shot or whatever 5 times.
Yes.
You're saying that
Well,
those
yeah,
are the
layup
odds.
involved. Layup included in that too.
So
So I think a layup once or twice. I think
2 layups, 2 kickouts, and 1 tough look. That will simplify.
yes.
Layup or 2 layups, 2 kickouts, and 1 tough jumper over you. 50% of the time he
And,
gets a
and
good
the-
offensive look. Any other 5 times, it's either you're not gonna steal it from him, but let's say he takes a bad look, misses it, or
Or his teammate misses it.
And we're saying in the hypothetical world the team goes 2 for 2,
no, we'll say that like maybe he gets to it,
or is he
maybe
making that layup with contact with what do
Maybe
you call
he
it?
gets to it 4 times, but they make it 2 times.
So then you just change the what do you call it? Then it's not 50,
We're gonna
then
get
it's not
kicked out
5
of
and
here
5
in
anymore.
10 minutes, we're getting kicked out of here.
Then it's not
We're
fi-
getting kicked out of here in 5 minutes.
Then it's not 5 and 5 anymore.
No, but they make 5, miss 5.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Make 5, miss 5. That's
This-
that's the stats.
So how many?
Whenever we go down these rabbit holes, it just gets very
The
confusing.
question
for people
is-
listening,
Granular.
The
but-
question is, how many times is he? So I'm keeping him in front. My goal is to keep him in front. How many times is he blowing by me? A for a layup, B for a kick out. On when I'm on an island with him on a pick and roll, he drags back 1 dribble.
I wish Aiden was here. I'd love to hear his thoughts on this.
We'll go to his room after this.
Okay.
How many
out of
times?
10 times.
Out of 10 times.
I'll say 4.
4 times he's blowing by me for a layup or kick out.
And then the other 2 times I think let's say hypothetically on the other 6 possessions that are left,
Okay.
2 out of those 6 times he makes a tough shot.
Okay, so A, you live with the tough shots at the end of the day. So now you said there's 4 times let's just say he makes both the layups and they make 1 3
So
out
5
of the
out
2.
of 10.
4 out of 10. He makes 1 tough shot on me.
No, 2 tough shots.
Bro, you're not on. How many times is he blowing by me?
4.
And he's making 2 tough shots?
The other 2 times he doesn't blow by you, he just takes tough shots and makes them
So both of those are wins
for you.
for our team because you live with a tough shot.
Okay, so the 4 times, let's say hypothetically 4 times he blows by and he makes the 2 layups and he kicks it once, they make the other. And so it's 5 out of 10 at the end of the day.
Okay,
Where are we
So-
going with this?
that's a win. If I stop him from like 5 times, he makes 2 tough shots on me, which we live with. Now there's 3 possessions of he blows by me for a layup twice and kicks out. That's 3 out of 10 times. Defensive lapses on me. You live with that. That's much better than the alternative.
Which is?
Giving up a slip for a kick out 3, giving up a slip for a layup, miscommunication for an easy shot.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If the guy that I have on my team, let's say we doubled that and he gets 20 possessions now, and then 10 of those times that happens, if we keep the same stats, I'm very happy with that as a coach. I'm not gonna lie to you. That means that 1 player was the result of like 30 points.
We'll ask Goff about this. I think
I'm very interested to hear what he has to say about it because he'll give an honest.
realistically, I agree with you. I think that maybe let's just say 5 at a time. 5 of the times he'd blow by me and create a good look, whether it's a layup or 3. So that means that even if he shoots a tough shot in the 5 possessions I keep him in front, that's a win. So now we're only talking about 5 shots, which is when he blew by me. They're not going to go 100% on those. Let's just say they go
Yeah, but they're also
60%.
they're
That's
gonna
only
make
3.
tough shots
That's
too,
only
Max.
3 baskets. That's what my responsible. My
Max,
I would
you're
like to
gonna
know
make
what
tough
I would
shots
like to
too.
know what the stats are of like a Drew Holiday or someone who's actually a good defender, and like when they get put on an island / stuck with like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, what percentage of the time do they get a good look and or a make out of it?
We can look it up.
Because that
Do you
would
understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I get it. But
But so what was the point of all of this?
I don't have it.
I
I don't
forgot.
have
what
the
The
that
point
stats to
is
fight it
that
with.
being a team defender is much more important than being an isolation defender because if you're in isolation, chances are that's a win for your team because the other team's not going to get a good quality shot. And even if they do blow by a non-great defender, they still have to kick out and make a shot. Usually.
He's saying that by their nature, isolation shots are so low quality that it would have to be such an abysmal difference between the guy he's guarding versus him to make it a good shot.
Yeah.
So like it would have to be a fucking Division 1 player to be like, yo, we're gonna live with the fact that on an island every single time Max is gonna get nuts in his mouth.
Bro, do you know how many times I've been in an open gym, whether it's at Madai, whether it's here,
Madai was
with every single time the goal is
you get cooked.
No. My team win almost every single time. Am I wrong?
I don't know this.
Let me rephrase. People would try to cook you.
Yes.
Okay.
I would be it would be point up to 7.
They would do the
every single possession, they would try and they would put me in a pick and roll. I'd have to switch because it'd be a big ass guy on me, and I would be guarding the other team's best player. And almost every single time we would win that game. They would make some games. They would make some tough shots, and
there
was
some
win.
moments that were not great.
But I would say 70% of those
to be
games.
fair, he was
won.
guarding someone like Wilcott.
So I was guarding all conference players.
Wilcott.
Wilcott's very similar to Goff,
but more athletic.
I wouldn't know if I said definitely was more like to use athleticism more. Goff is super athletic.
Yeah, but Wilcott was bouncier for sure.
Yeah, he could East Bay. Okay, yeah, maybe. He transferred D2 and started and averaged 10 points a game. And at Edinburgh, you ever heard of Edinburgh?
No.
Shout out Wilcott.
Pennsylvania.
So, but my team won most of those games because the nature of isolation basketball is you don't get great shots, which don't you...
At this level, you should add that caviat because
in the
NBA, we are totally fine with that shit. Jokic gets isolation buckets a lot.
At the NBA level... Jokic, the difference between Jokic and the worst player on an NBA team is a bigger difference than me to that worst player. I'm closer to that worst player than he is to Jokic. That's how good Jokic is.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that is not true.
You don't think?
You think you're closer to the worst player in the NBA than the worst player in the NBA is close to Jokic?
Yes.
Absolutely not. Max, that's one of the craziest things you've ever said in your entire life.
The worst guy in the NBA who went through a full Division 1 basketball season, got drafted out of college.
We don't know. He probably didn't get drafted. He probably went to
picked
a
up,
mid-major.
Max.
He was probably a solid player.
But he's getting paid millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe.
He's probably a two-way player, so he's getting paid $100,000, yeah.
Of year to play basketball. At the highest possible level to do something along the lines of...
I am closer to him than he is to Jokic.
Max, that is outrageous.
How is that outrageous? How is that outrageous?
Do you know how good NBA players are? You do, because you're smart. You're a smart guy.
Yes, I do. I'm not saying it's close, but I'm saying that the difference between him and Jokic is unfathomable. It's so high. Or LeBron.
Oh, LeBron just lost his 10-point streak. It's tough.
Yeah, but bro, that's actually historic. LeBron losing a 10-point streak with the nobility of having an opportunity to A, shoot a shot for it, or B, it would die in his hands. They'd go to overtime, and he guaranteed would have gotten it. But he kicked it to a teammate to win the game. That's why he's a GOAT.
Sure. I don't think
I'm still Jordan.
Shout out LeBron, come on the pod.
That take is still insane, by the way.
Have you ever heard of Brian Scalabrine? You know who that is?
Yeah.
That's just parroting him,
yeah. Well, he said the complete opposite.
I'm closer.
No,
to
he
LeBron.
didn't.
No,
He said the complete opposite.
He said I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. It's literally the opposite.
He also was not a two-way player.
Well, he was one of the worst players in the
That
NBA.
is not true. That's straight up stats right now. He averaged double-digit points for at least one season. I guarantee you.
I don't know if he did.
Search it up.
I'm not sure if he did. I think
He's
he's a
like- he was
perennial
like a-
bench player.
Perennial, maybe 6th or 7th man off the bench. Brian Calabrese, he was good. He was not a two-way player.
He might not have been a two-way player.
Maybe
but
he was. I think he was
definitely
a
not
Shaq and a
averaging.
fool, JaVale McGee type of thing where they just meme
Let's
him.
see who's right.
Oh, we're gonna find out. If this ever loads.
Go basketball reference.
I am you goofy bastard. He averaged 3 points.
That
per
was
game.
his career average of go to
Well,
his
his career average is 3 points per game. I don't think that makes him a great player by any means. The most he's ever averaged in a season is 4 points per game. The most he's ever averaged.
He averaged
is 4
6.3.
Sorry, 6.3 is the most he's ever averaged. Never double digits. Not even
He
really
started
close.
multiple. Bro, he's not a two-way player.
But he's not the. He's. I'm pretty sure that would qualify for close to the worst player in the league. Multiple seasons.
Averaging 6 points a game.
No, because that's his best season ever. He on this right now. He averaged 1.1, 2.1, 3.1, 3.1, 2.9, 1.8, 1.1, 1.1. Those are not
Let's say
good
like
stats.
Mac McClung. You know that is obviously
Yeah.
a dunk guy. He's a two-way player right now.
Yeah.
So you think you're closer to Mac McClung than Mac McClung is to I'll say Shea?
Yeah.
That is
I genuinely
so
believe that.
insane that you actually believe that.
But that also has nothing to do with me thinking I'm really, really good, and more of me thinking that Shea and Jokic and those guys are so good.
Be for real. Did your last clip go crazy? You're like, what's the dumbest shit I can say on this podcast?
This is gonna go viral. They're gonna start
Make sure, hey, put this
you
in
average
there.
3 points a game. You
Put this in there.
People
No, we're going
please.
to. We're definitely.
hate you, bro.
I think
This should be the only clip y'all put in from this whole podcast. It's that last
Max
one.
thinks he's closer to Mac McClung than Mac McClung is to Jokic.
Clip that. End the podcast.
I don't think that's crazy.
Bro, we got two things to ask God.
Insane. That is insane. Insane.
Bro, hold on. You dump Mac McClung in this, what your team right now, he's averaging
Bro,
50.
of course he's averaging 50. Of
How
course
are you
he's
closer
averaging
to
50.
that than he
Because
is?
if you dump Jokic in it, he's averaging 1,000.
No.
Bro, I'm not glad you. Shea would come in here and drop 100 and then leave. Mac McClung is coming in here and dropping 60 and leaving. That's the gap. Dropping you in an NBA game, Mac McClung has scored in an NBA game
If
before.
Mac McClung got the right opportunity, like you were saying, this is a full circle moment.
If
Opportunity.
he made his
for
first,
sure.
if Mac McClung made his first 4 shots,
But I don't think Mac McClung's also the worst two-way player in the NBA. Bro, he was a G League
there's
MVP.
no-
He was a G League MVP.
There's no way to find out who the.
who is the worst? Who is the worst?
Either
player
way,
in
you
the
did
NBA?
say Mac McClung. You agree
I-
that Mac McClung is.
Dude, I also for the Brian Scalabrine thing, he was talking about like LA fitness guys. He also wasn't talking about like college basketball. He was talking.
No. He played against guys who were ex-college basketball players when he did the
Yeah, and
challenge.
he beat. Of course, he's better than them.
Scallons.
Of course, he's better than. Of course, he fried them. But
But he
I
was
think
referring
that
to them too, because they were the ones who were commenting, saying that we could compete, and he was like, "No, you're delusional."
I don't think I would compete with Brian Scalabrine or right now Brian Scalabrine. Never mind any NBA player, but I'm saying the difference between a college basketball player, even at Division III level, and like a two-way G League player, like one of the worst guys, is smaller than it is to the best player in the NBA.
I completely disagree with that. I'll see what the comments say after this.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. Thank you guys for listening. This guy.
Thank y'all for having me on. It's been-
We'll get Jack
Been
on again.
a great show.